A sad day for the court and for the country.
A federal constitutional right to an abortion.
The Supreme Court has essentially reshaped American life.
It's going to be legal chaos.
Welcome back to Women of the World. This week we will be talking about the rise of the far right in America and how it links to abortion laws and how things have changed in the last few decades. So we're here today with Susan Yanow, who is a reproductive rights activist, writer and social worker. She graduated from the University of California, Santa Cruz in 1970 with a bachelor's in psychology, and then she went on to get a Master of Social Work qualification from Boston College in 1975. She's co-founded several organisations that directly support abortion access initiatives, and she currently serves on the boards of the American Civil Liberties Union in Massachusetts.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, nice to meet you.
So if you could just introduce yourself and explain a little bit about what you do and what your research is leading to at the minute.
My name is Susan Yanow, and I work on abortion access domestically and internationally. I'm based in the U.S. I have worked on reproductive rights with a variety of groups as a volunteer. Instances of current laws and abortion in the U.S.
And what are the laws regarding abortion in the United States currently?
In 1973, a law was passed legalizing abortion for the first two trimesters. It was immediately challenged in 1977 with the Hyde Amendment, which removed all Medicaid funding for abortions. And since that time, the right to abortion has been continually restricted. There was a law called the Casey decision on our Supreme Court in the 1990s, which allowed states to cast restriction. And the restrictions included things like long waiting periods of several days, mandated biased counseling, requirements that abortions, even in the first trimester, should be done in ambulatory surgical laws. They tried to pass marital consent laws, though there have been continually diminishing of our right to abortion.
Why the sudden rollback of reproductive rights in America then, 2 centuries after Roe v. Wade? Was it caused by the outreach of values of the far right or conservative leaders?
A law was passed in 1973. That a part of the strategy that could be called the moral majority put together in the 1970s, understanding that by giving disinformation about abortion and by mobilizing the Christian right, they could have more political influence in the U.S. And they quite successfully did mobilize evangelical voters who, prior to that mobilization, had it less politicized. So there is no sudden rollback of reproductive rights.
Has the United States seen an increase in harmful repercussions of pro-life movements or instances of self-induced abortions alongside the rise of the far right and the overturning of Roe v. Wade?
Although the Dobbs decision in 2022, the first Roe v. Wade, and quote, sent it back to the state. In fact, there has been a steady erosion of the right to abortion since 1973. Before the Dobbs Act was passed, they had 7 states with only 1 clinic, and our states are quite large and quite rural. Though it meant that eventually people did have a legal right to abortion, but they could have access.
A lot of our own research has found that 63% of Americans think that abortion should be legal in all or most cases. Do you think that the laws passed on abortion recently are actually reflective of the general opinion of the American people?
We know that generally people believe in the right to abortion, particularly if the question is asked about does the government have a role in your medical decisions? Because it's state after state where abortion is on the ballot, that people vote for the right to abortion. We also see politicians trying to undo the law. Most recently in November, Missouri, the vote by a significant majority voted to undo the ban on abortion in Missouri, but the state politicians are already finding ways to challenge the will of the voters to do that too. What you see in the USA now is an attack on democracy and on the democratic institutions when those power don't like what the voters are voting for. Of course, what Trump ultimately needs is that we are looking at possibly changes.
What does Trump's reinstatement and the increase in popularity of the Republican Party mean for the future of abortion laws, and by extension, women as a whole?
Now we have a patchwork. We have 18 states with abortion bans, and many states, such as where I live, have expanded the right to abortion. But if the Trump administration is successful, abortion, it will set people in all is states. Abortion is the reality of the laws of anybody who have the uterus and is pregnancy capable, but all people who can't reproduce. People have had abortions in every country in every generation going back forever. The only thing that they can the legal dirt is that some people have babies they don't want, or some people risk their life. The repercussions are often that misogyny and the general disregard for the rights of women become affected. We've had representatives say things like, it's women's role to have baby. They know the risk of pregnancy. Who are finding us by our reproductive capacity than a full human being. If we cannot control our right to bodily autonomy, we cannot ever have gender equality.
How does everything we've talked about have an impact on your work?
That you surge in demand, or some of the projects I work on. There's also been a need to have more legal consultation about what do we think is coming, when, etc. The impact of Trump's election. There has been a surge in people in the U.S. requesting advance provision abortion killed has been consumed, and for some people scrambling to make sure they have what they need, and for those of us that try to serve those people wanting to beat the increased demand at the same time we're trying to figure out all of the other implications. For example, there is a threat from the Trump administration to rescind the nonprofit status of organization that they don't agree with. So that means trying to figure out different structures for doing our work.
Thank you so much.
That's been really helpful.
Yes, thank you.
You're very welcome, and good luck with your podcast.
This has been Women of the World, providing you with a deeper insight into the rise of the far right in America and how this has had a direct impact on women today. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you again to Susan. We'll see you next time.